My name is Kiki Lawal. I'm the founder and president of Hesed World. Actually, it was on the 47th floor in New York. I had a wonderful apartment in Manhattan. Unfortunately, that was probably the saddest time of my life. My mom had passed away, and I couldn't go to bury my mom. And I was really having a hard time at work. I felt that I'd given everything, but there was no space for growth. And so at that time, I felt completely stuck. And then I think I also developed a back pain. I think it was all due to different stresses or whatever it may be. And I, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and I remember being in that room and saying, God, help me. I'm completely lost. I don't know what to do. Do I continue with the UN or do I go and do something else? And then I had this amazing presence that came to me. The thought that came was, well, remember when you were in Kenya and you were coordinating the private sector engagement, Kenya and Nairobi actually, with the private sector from the US. And my partner then was bringing investors to Kenya, to Nairobi, and the Kenyan students were pitching their ideas. And I remember the investors if the ideas were good, they were being funded. If it weren't so good, they were being advised. It was quite nice. And I could just see the passion and the energy from the youth then. So I was reminded of that. That's number one. Number two, I was also reminded of the time when I was doing my MBA. I was about to do it. And one of the courses was on social entrepreneurship based on Harvard Business School book. And I was kind of figuring, okay, what do I do with this project and so on and so forth. A situation happened whereby I met a friend of mine who's, she was German, married to a Swiss-Italian man, and they've lived in Geneva for quite a while. And apparently he was made redundant. As a result of that, he became extremely depressed. And so because of that, she then decided that she would leave a job early to be with him. The situation was that the fact that this guy was depressed, it affected the whole of the family. But I also, for my side, I said, well, what cost is it to the society? Can you not take this particular man's know-how to bring it to help the youth who are being told that they don't have any experience? Wouldn't it be great if this guy could feel useful to them, vice versa? That was another thought that came to me. And then the final one was actually here in Nigeria. It was in Lagos. I came, I think it was in 2019. I came on, when you work for the UN, there is, you can have a leave, like a work leave. And my brother wasn't able to send his driver to help me out this time, but he got me a Uber guy who came, and his name was Michael. So Michael drove me around and I got to know him. He was from the eastern part of Nigeria, but this guy was brilliant. And the way he spoke, his ideas and his thoughts. And I said to him, I said, Michael, so how come? What's your story? And he told me that he had graduated, but he couldn't find work. So Michael's situation really also bothered me. So when I was asking for help, all those things came together, and I just thought, well, why don't you create something around that? And I said, oh, this is wonderful, but then what name should I call it? And then I was, and then the thought said, what is your favorite word in the Bible? I said, loving kindness. And that's how we developed the name Hesed World, basically. I see huge potential. Especially this time round when I came. I'm glad I came because it's 1 year now since Hesed World has been created. And when I was asking questions, I can see some of them tired. Some of them, I felt that they felt that there was no hope. Some said if they can jackpot now, they will do it. There was not a lot who are saying that they wanted to remain in the same situation. I felt that if only they have some kind of help, and help can come in different ways. It doesn't mean give me money, I do business. It's just having inspiration and hope, right? And if you have that hope, I can see when I started asking them questions and saying, well, if you had an opportunity to do this, would you change your mind on leaving the country? Absolutely. Why would I want to leave my country? Why would I want to leave my family? However, things are so hard for me right now that I really would do anything just to survive. So I really believe that African youth in itself, you can't have 70% of the population, especially here in Nigeria, under 35, right? And if they don't have that hope, that I can do it attitude, and I can do it attitude, I have to say that you can't just say the government should do it for you. You can't say because you have an auntie or uncle or whatever. I think you also have to think about yourself. Change the mindset a little bit. Little step at a time. Try and respect the process. Try and believe in yourself a little bit. And the whole essence for Hesed World is really, how can we help you? How can we might not be able to give you everything, but at least I'm a diaspora, right? I couldn't see you suffer and feel that it's comfortable for me. It's not possible. I just feel like we have to do something. Every single one of us, including the youth themselves. Believe in you. The potential is massive. There is so much that could be achieved by the youth themselves. So I see resilience, I see potential, and I really see the future now, not tomorrow. And finally, leadership. I feel the youth, eventually they're going to be the one who are going to lead the nations. So it's now they should start preparing themselves. Not in I think sometimes the Yoruba is GBT, when you're all, not like that, but really believe that you've been made for a purpose. What is your purpose? Is it because things are hard that you give up? Don't give up, really. Because actually, when things are the toughest, it's actually when you get the best ideas. Just believe in yourself. Okay, so for me, the way I see it at the phone, we are the bridge. Hesed World alone cannot do it, but we can be the link. So, for example, my meeting here so far, I've actually visited some of the government agencies, the UN, and also with my background on the private sector, I really believe that when we work together, with Hesed World being the bridge, I really believe that the potential for the youth is going to be accelerated. job creation. And in order to do that, you need tools. So one of the things we're aiming for is what we called mentorship. That simply means someone to help you in terms of your mindset. Because when your mindset is clear, you can see opportunities around you. When you're disturbed, just like the case in some of the areas, like I believe in Malawi, for example, and also in part of the three pilot countries we're looking at the moment are Nigeria, Kenya, and Malawi. The statistics are young people are taking their lives. They're in situations whereby they want to jack back to different places, but they never reach the place. Some of them are buried. Some of them drown. Some of them are abused and raped. And even when they try to make it to the other side, they become drug addicts and prostitutes. And for me, I'm not saying that people should not travel because the world is global. You will get an opportunity to travel, but do it the right way if you can. Because especially with the statistics that is happening in the world right now, build your skills. Have the ability to just be the best you can be. You won't have to worry about whether you travel out or not. Your own country, your own nation will seek you because you have something valuable to give. Statistics speaks for itself. You have 70% of the population of Nigeria are youth. 70%. And on top of that, Nigeria is one of the biggest countries in the world. Most populous country in the world, right? If we don't do anything with Nigeria, we're missing in the boat. So scalability is one of it. But also what I see about Nigeria is that the energy, let's talk about Afrobeat. People are talking about Afrobeat, now they're talking about Nigerian food. They are starting to influence the world, not just as someone who those who are scammers or whatever. Something is changing. The world is starting to see Nigeria. I think I saw last week or a couple of weeks, we had the footballers, and then I think there was the was it netball? Volleyball? No, is it netball? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Nigerian winning, that energy, whatever the energy is, you can feel it. When I was on the street and I'm talking to them, you can really see, sincerely, you can really see that if they were given some form of opportunity, they will do the best they can. And they're very competitive. Nigerians are extremely competitive. And more than anything also, you know what? I find them to be respectful. So for me, you cannot forget Nigeria. Nigeria would also be something that just as our movies and also the music, and also let's call it whatever Nigeria does now is now becoming fashionable. I really believe that once we start with our youth, once we start with things that's happening very much here in Nigeria, the whole of the continent will start to also shine. I believe that. It's when you look at our theme, it's really a slogan, if you want to call it. It's Generation United, Change Ignited. Certain youth focus, most of them always think about just the youth. I want to tell you a little bit of story about myself. Apart from my family passing it on to me, like my father would say, let me land. I know you guys, you know it all, but I was coming from somewhere. Don't make the same mistake I had made. Add it to your own, so that then your future could be smoother without too many bumps. And on top of that, When I was working for the UN, one of the people who have actually shaped my life then was a Swedish lady called Margareta Wonström. She didn't see the color of my skin. She really saw my potential. And it wasn't just me. When she was the special representative of the Secretary General for Disaster Risk Reduction. When she was about, we had a Syrian lady, we had a Mexican lady, we have someone from Pakistan, someone from Malaysia, Kenya, and obviously myself. But what she did was she really encouraged us to shine. She mentored us in a way, honestly, it's been very difficult to see that happening around me. And she always said to me, I'm not mentoring you for yourself. You also have to think of others. And because of her goodness and her kindness, I was now in a position, I feel that with my over 52 or nearly 60 countries I've been in the world, with the experience I've had, different experiences I've had, this is the moment to give back. Don't give up. You know, Rome was not built in a day. Respect the process. The reason why I'm able to find the Hesed World was actually at my lowest point, when I just thought, I'm completely done. I had no more energy. I was coming from a very broken place. But the idea came. And that's the reason why I'm talking to you today. Don't give up. From what I saw, I've been here for nearly 10 days. I saw energy. I saw passion. I saw resilience. Things don't work the way they should. I feel for them. I do. But don't give up, because you're also part of the change yourself. But it starts by taking little step at a time. Please don't give up. Just remember that they talk about tomorrow you're the future leader. Start from today. If you're going to do something, do it well. Don't do corner. You get, it's cool, it's okay. If you feel your life is cool and okay and you're happy the way it is, then that's your problem. I'm sorry. But if you're uncomfortable with where you are at now, believe me, you can make it. But you have to start from you, from within. Try and change your mindset. Not everybody can do it for you. Government can't do it for you, not all of it. Your parents cannot do it for you. Your friends or whatever cannot do it for you. But you yourself, change your mindset. Start by that. And I believe your maker, God himself, will direct your path. The statistics speaks for itself. You need to invest in the youth. And I can't do it by myself. We can't do it by ourselves. But together, we can do it. There will be people, when we talk about donors, it could be financial donors. It also can be in-kind donation, right? So when we're talking about this, we're talking about not just the government, or international bodies. We're also talking about the private sector. We're talking about someone who might be individuals who feels that they have something to invest to the betterment, to the change of the youth. Again, we talk about change, generation united, change ignited. We are the bridge. We don't know it all, but we can, through your support, we can make a huge difference. So for example, how can you help us? Start by helping us by, we've got this massive youth that we're trying to get together for vocational training. We've got some, the mentorship. We have a survey that we're trying to do. We're actually doing at the moment. The survey, it's by the end of this month, we're going to close the survey. By analyzing that survey, we're trying to create something that could be a platform whereby part of it can be, from the responses, can be on mentorship, and the other bit can be on skill development, vocational training. The other part of it is that private sector or individuals, entrepreneurs, whatever you may be, who feel that you can adopt. When I meant adopt, I meant, adopt a youth. Give them a space in your industry, in your places of work, whatever, that they can learn from you in order for them to go that next step. Opportunities, we should all be happy to give opportunity to these people, because without that, you have, in Africa itself, Africa is growing. Unfortunately, in the global north, people are not having so many children. So at some point, you are going to have skill demand coming from the Africans. But what you want is skilled Africans, right? So basically, by investing in us and all of us working together, I really believe that that investment will pay off. Not just because of your heart to your fellow humans, but also for your business as well.
If you could leave young people with one powerful thought today, what would it be?
Things doesn't have to be smooth in life. You see your friends, some of them are posting, they're saying that they've japa and they're in these wonderful places and things like that. And also, when you look at the exchange rates, if they earn certain things, that amount is actually, when you convert it into Nigerian naira, it seems so much. They will be doing so well. You feel as if you've been left behind. Just know one thing. Some of your friends are not doing so well. They can be posing to pretend that they are doing great things, but some of them are not doing so well. And I can tell you, for example, in Geneva, I know that some people, because they came hoping that they would get a job from some of the African countries, including Nigeria itself, and unfortunately they ended up in doing drug dealing, or some of them prostitution. In Italy, it's full of them. Some of them are in such a really bad situation. And as you know, some people leave the old town the sad thing for me is that they really want to get a better life, help their families, do all these wonderful things, but some of them die on the road, right? Some of them, they think that they're going to a job. Some women are raped. Even if they go to do a domestic jobs, not only are they raped, but the woman of the house pour oil on them or whatever because they are blamed for being raped. Well, all they want, honestly, is to be able to give their family an opportunity. And for me, it's very hard. You can't be a diaspora and see that your own people are going through so much and you can't do anything about it. So please, work on your mindset. if your destiny is abroad, it will be smooth. You go through the regular route. Like I say, people are looking for skilled labor, right? So if you're skilled, that potential will come to you. But also don't forget, in your own land, there are opportunities. It's just because you're fixed, because your friends are doing X, Y, Z, you're not able to see what is out there for you. And I really believe that, hold on, go through the process. The situation might look bad today. Don't give up, please, honestly. I'm talking from experience, right? Because if everything had been wonderful, still working for the UN, you get a reasonable amount of pay, and why should I bother with Nigeria? I'm happy, I'm comfortable. But when I knew I could not go home to bury my mom, when I saw different things that I'm seeing that is making me uncomfortable, when I'm working, I walk in my last mission was in New York, and I saw in the route of New York, and I see people who look like me with barely anything on. You start questioning and saying, God made us all, right? You can't have situations so bad like that. What is my role? Why did God make it possible for my parents to send me to boarding school in the UK? From there, I was able to then, lived in Paris and worked in Switzerland and Geneva and Bangkok and go to all these different countries. What is my purpose? So, and when I was asking for help, for direction, that's how Hesed World came. So Hesed World is not just something that you think is, it's one of the others, and then it's coming from real, what I see in the world, what I've seen when I've been here. And on top of it, I tell you something, in Europe itself, because I've been, most of the time of my life I spent in Europe, as you know, there are people, Europeans, who really want to help. But the challenge for them often is corruption. Look, we are all ambassadors for this nation and for the rest of Africa. If we carry ourselves well, when we do things, let's do it well. Let's not try to cut corners. Really, try your best. I know it's not easy because connection seems to be the way things function. But I also believe that things are changing. I can see that the government are trying to do their bit. I can see that infrastructure is not perfect, but they're trying. But you yourself, please, nobody can change your situation except that you yourself decide to change it. So if you are a believer of God, take it on and ask for help, for guidance. And start by taking little steps. Because by tomorrow, right, that little steps, the steps will accumulate. And who knows, maybe you'll be the next, I don't know, Dangote one day, right? Or you will be the best leader Africa have ever seen in the world, or the world have ever seen in itself. And lastly, I also want us to start building trust among each other. Help your neighbor. If they don't have something, try and be of help. And neighbors, don't profiter trop. You know what I mean by that? Don't take advantage of goodness of someone. When they're helping you, try and remember them that it's not because they have to do it. It's because something is pushing them to do it. But don't take advantage, because if you do, that will mean they will stop helping others. So for me, that would be what I would like to say, remember, you can do it. Africans are resilient. You've got the energy, you've got the passion. You can do anything that you set your mind to do. But first, trust in yourself. Even if you don't trust in yourself, trust in the fact that your Maker made you for a purpose.